On CBS 12 News this morning at 6, the latest technology to keep our kids safe in school. We'll tell you what's happening today in Palm Beach County as district looks to take another step to being prepared for an active shooter situation.
And new body camera video shows the dramatic moments leading up to a deputy-involved shooting.
Roll the windows down now! Roll the windows, everybody in the car, put your hands. Do not touch that gun!
What we're learning about the actions of the suspects as well as the deputies involved.
And skies are dry this morning, but it's very humid down here at the surface. We'll take a closer look at your hot day ahead.
It's a new day. This is CBS 12 News This Morning.
Thanks for sharing your Wednesday morning with us. I'm Matt Lincoln.
And I'm Terry Hornstein. We do sound like a broken record. It's another hot day across our area. Very hot out there. I walked my dog this morning, started sweating right away. Take a look. You can see across the country, we're experiencing a massive heat wave. Meteorologist Lauren Oleski joins us now. Lauren, did you just say you have the moon?
Got the moon. It is here.
We can see it. Oh, there we go.
Our bright, strawberry moon. It is our first of 2 supermoons that we have this year, which is neat. We can just sit here for the next minute and look at the moon. Guys, the moon is Matt's favorite part of my job. A look right now at West Palm Beach, 78 degrees. The dew point is at 73. Very humid and sticky out there. Feels like 81. Most of the area not dealing with much of a heat index. That will change quickly, especially as the sun comes up. There are heat advisories in effect for north central Florida. This extends out towards the Panhandle, across parts of the South. Even excessive heat warnings in place today, especially up over across the Midwest. It's not hot enough for us to have any kind of alert in place. We usually need to have a heat index of at least around 110 for a heat advisory to get issued. Our heat index is probably only going to be up to about 105. So because we live in Florida and we deal with a lot of heat, the 105 isn't hot enough for us. A look right now at our setup, though, the upper levels of the atmosphere. This is our jet stream, big lift up to the north. So this is why it's so hot, because all of this heat is building in up under this ridge, and we're going to stay nice and hot for the remainder of our week. We'll take a closer look at that and the tropics. That's all still ahead. Matt, Terry.
Thank you, Lauren. The time right now, 6:02, and let's look in South Palm Beach County at our roadways this morning. You are looking at I-95 and the Turnpike. Speeds are just what they should be at this time of morning. And here's a look from our traffic tracker as you get your morning started. This is northbound I-95 in the West Palm Beach area. Things looking good there as well.
6:02 here on your Wednesday, and today the Palm Beach County School District will put security measures front and center at tonight's school board meeting. It's been a topic on top of minds, of course, following the Uvalde school shooting where 19 kids and 2 teachers lost their lives. Tonight, school board members are looking to approve a contract with an emergency panic notification system that would help during active shooter situations and medical emergencies. The new system, called the Crisis Alert Solution, would allow school district employees to call and get direct help where it's needed. It's a badge they can carry at all times. Lets you click a button for help and notifies authorities. It's the only system that does not rely on an app on a phone to get help. Now, Martin County Schools implemented the same badge company back in 2020. Indian River County uses a panic button system through cell phones, also on their school radios that can allow anyone who has a radio to have a direct link to law enforcement. Also, St. Lucie County, Okeechobee County both use app-based systems. Now, all schools must have implemented some kind of panic alert button by the end of last year because of Alyssa's law. That was signed by Governor DeSantis and named after Alyssa Alhadeff, one of the victims of the Parkland shooting.
And this meeting comes just 2 weeks after Superintendent of Palm Beach County Schools Mike Burke posted a video online talking about other school security measures. So he says there are threat assessment teams on every campus, plus at least 1 full-time police officer and a behavioral specialist assigned to every school. He says Palm Beach County is fully compliant with the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas Public Safety Act, enhancing school police and mental health services.
And in tonight's meeting, school board members will also plan to adopt the Parental Rights in Education Law, also known as the Don't Say Gay bill. We're told students, teachers, and parents will be at the meeting to share their opinions about issues the LGBTQ community faces in schools. The law limits classroom instruction about sexual orientation and gender identity in grades K through 3, and similar topics at any grade level if they're not considered age appropriate. The law goes into effect in all schools on July 1st. And that meeting starts at 5 tonight.
not touch that gun!
A dramatic video out of Indian River County this morning. New body camera video is giving us a better look at the moments leading up to a deputy-involved shooting in Gifford we've been telling you about since this weekend. Deputies say they stopped a car believed to be involved in a shooting and several burglaries over the weekend. That's when they say 19-year-old convicted felon Jamal Frederick jumped out of the back seat and the shooting started. Take a look at that moment.
Hey, you hear me? I'm gonna open this door. You keep your hands out the window. Step out, give me your hands. Hands, do not.
Hey, don't move! Don't move! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Investigators made this still photo you're looking at now from the body camera video, which they say shows Frederick had a gun in his hand. Now, after the shots, Frederick was found right on the ground. Deputies say, though, Frederick ignored their order to raise his hands and was holding a gun as he ran into a neighborhood. Frederick, who you see right here, and 18-year-old Zybrius Jones are charged with violation of probation. The sheriff says even though Frederick was running from deputies when they shot him, it might have been a justifiable shooting. The 4 deputies involved in the shooting are on paid administrative leave while the investigation into this continues.
All right, 6:06 right now. The attorney in the clown killer case is trying to get the state to turn over a list of witnesses. So far, the judge has refused to make a ruling. Sheila Keene Warren, who you see right here on the right, is accused of dressing up in a clown suit and killing her lover's wife back in 1990. Investigators say she showed up at Marlene Warren's home in Wellington and handed her flowers and balloons and then shot her. It took decades for police to arrest Warren, and she even went on to marry the dead woman's husband. Warren's pleaded not guilty. She's in the Palm Beach County Jail. Warren's trial has already been delayed 6 times. Judge has set another hearing to get a status check on the case next month.
Time right now, 6:06, and in just hours, the Federal Reserve will announce the next rate hike in an attempt to slow down inflation. As we take a live look this morning at the nation's capital, they are expected to increase interest rates 0.75%, the biggest hike in more than 2 decades. So that means it will be more expensive to borrow money if you want to buy a home, a car, as well as credit card purchases will be more expensive. Now, all of this comes as Wall Street stocks took a deeper dive following a Monday free fall that sent the S&P 500 into bear market territory. So you're looking at the numbers here at closing bell. The Dow down 151 points, the S&P 500 falling 14 points, but you see the NASDAQ here, the only one in the green, it gained 19 points.
The financial turmoil raising some big questions for millions of Americans saving up for retirement. Right now, some are even delaying retirement because their accounts have plunged. 1/4 of Americans say they'll hold off on retirement plans, mostly due to having to dip into savings from increased prices. That's according to a recent survey from BMO Harris Bank. This week's stocks entering a bear market might have some people deciding they want to make changes, but experts say you should still invest because the stock market always fluctuates, and over the years, that money can build back up for retirement.
Just hours from now, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration could sign off on the Pfizer and Moderna COVID-19 vaccine for children as young as just 6 months old. That's the only age group not yet eligible for the shot. An FDA panel already recommended Moderna's COVID vaccine for children ages 6 to 17. Now, those 12 to 17 years old would get 2 full-strength doses. Younger children would get 2 doses. They'd be at half strength. You can see this here on your screen. Now, shots could be available as early as next week if it is given the green light.
The 608, a new option to give local kids bright futures without having to go to college. A new high school breaking ground in Martin County. Coming up, we'll tell you about the new opportunities it provides students right after they graduate.
And the governor facing a new lawsuit over the state's new abortion law. The Palm Beach County Synagogue challenging the stricter rules before that law takes effect.
And before we head to break, let's take a live look in Jupiter. Meteorologist Lauren Oleski back with another look at our forecast after the break.